Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I'm heading back to a favorite spot, so hopefully this is really good. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. And folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? Well, it happens to be my Yu Yu Hakusho chapter black shirt. Really like this shirt design. Kind of done up in a sort of Marvel comic book style sort of layout. And if you're unfamiliar with Yu Yu Hakusho, it's an anime that's been around for quite a while now. It came out like a little bit after like Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that, or well, Dragon Ball. So I believe it was the like real early '90s when it came out, but definitely part of that like big sort of shonen explosion era. Was really popular in Japan. Eventually made its way over to America in sort of the late 90s, early 2000s when we had our big anime boom over here. That's where I became familiar with it when they were showing it on Adult Swim. It was one of those things where I was immediately enthralled by it, As much as I like, Dragon Ball Z and, Cowboy Bebop and all the other stuff, something about Yu Yu Hakusho just really struck a chord with me, and to this day, I still love it. It's still one of my favorite anime, so, of course, had to get myself a couple shirts here and there. It's a very cool shirt. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Like I said, this is a favorite spot of mine, but where is it from, folks? Well, this won't answer that question, but it's boom! It's an item from this particular location that's in here. It's a place called the Kebab House. And the Kebab House is kind of a local spot to me. What with it being a local spot, by the way, it's going to end up in my Eating Out Illinois playlist, which is a playlist for just Illinois spots. And they basically serve sort of like Mediterranean, like Turkish style food. And I reviewed a couple things from them probably about a year ago now. And I'm eager to try this because I've never had this. I don't know if this is something that added to the menu recently or if I've just always missed it because, I'm this guy. But what is it? Well, it happens to be it's not the sexiest looking thing in the world, but it's boom! What the hell is that? Or those, rather, because there's multiple. This is their Lahmacun. It's spelled L-A-M or L-A-H-M-A-C-U-N, but on the website it told me to pronounce it Lahmacun with a J. Okie doke. But what is Lahmacun? It is crispy homemade dough that is covered with ground lamb, tomatoes, onion, parsley, bell peppers, and Turkish-style seasonings. Ooh, that sounds sexy to me. So, let's try to get a thing for the thing. What are we doing here? Is it like a double-decker thing? I feel like it is. Okay. 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 It looks like this, and we'll kind of like, ha 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 ha. I will say this, like, they say that it's supposed to be crispy, like, the edges are crispy, but the rest of it is a little bit droopy, so, alright. But, let's go ahead. We're gonna wrap this up like a New York-style pizza slice, I feel, because, yeah, let's give it a go. Well, that's good. Oh, it's real good. Okay. I'm enjoying that. One of the things I love about Kebab House is how fragrant their food is. Like, it's always really great. It's always really well seasoned. And it's just like, you bite into it, it doesn't taste quite like anything else that you've ever had, And, well, unless you probably had certain types of food like this, but, I mean, it's really nice. It's nicely seasoned. Has a nice herbiness to it. You know, again, you can really taste like the different things going on. And like fundamentally, it's like a super simple dish, at least in, you know, basic foundations. You know, it's basically just some pita with, you know, some ground lamb and some other nice things put on top of it. But, you know, it's using good ingredients. It's going over there and making sure that, you know, it's all put together properly. Makes it really tasty and good. I like that. I like that a lot. And like I said, I don't know if, as you know, I know Kebab House, like a lot of places, you know, they switch up their menu here and there. Sometimes they add stuff, sometimes they get rid of stuff. I don't know if this is like something I just missed all the times that I've been there, but I'm definitely regretting that. Like, that was really good. And it looks like we get 4 of them, so, and that's not bad. Like, I think it was like, for the 4 things, I want to say it was like $7, so, you know, it's a little bit like a Turkish quesadilla when you break it down. But then, it just has that really unique flavor profile, you know? I really like that you can taste, like, the bell peppers and stuff. It's really nice. And it's all ground so fine that, like, even if you're not, you know, like, I'm not a big onion guy, but if, you know, you grind it up, you put it in with the rest of the stuff, it's a nice experience. I really enjoy that. And it's nice as like a little, you know, sort of like a little appetizer kind of deal. Something to go along with an entree. Especially if you're doing like a share kind of meal. Those would be nice to have passed around. I like that. Alright, well, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I have to go with yes and yes. I think in both instances, you know, for me personally, I really like that. You know, like, it hit pretty much the way I was expecting it to hit. I like the way it was seasoned. I really like the flavors at play. And again, I like the fact that it's a very simple kind of idea, but just taken to this elevated place by, you know, again, just really nice ingredients and putting it all together properly. It is not the sexiest looking dish in the entire world, but again, the fact that it's so familiar to, you know, certain other things, I mean, you know, in some ways it's almost kind of similar to a pizza. But then again, it's also giving me this completely unique experience, you know, something that I've never had before in this type of presentation. So I would definitely get that again. That would definitely be, again, it would be a nice thing to, you know, if I had an entree to go along with it, you know, get an order of these, wolf them down. I think that would be a nice meal. If I'm recommending it to somebody else, though, I think the nice thing about this is that, you know, part of the reason, you know, when I do these, like, especially when I do these reviews of, like, sort of more international foods, things that myself and maybe my American compatriots may not be as familiar with, it affords me the opportunity to kind of, like, you know, expose people to that a little bit. And it can be a little bit difficult, though, because depending on what the item is, might be a little bit of a hard sell. With this, though, fundamentally, there's nothing about this that's really all that crazy or weird. So me going over there and, you know, explaining it to somebody, being like, well, basically it's, you know, it's some pita, you know, again, with just some nice, you know, nice stuff mixed together and spread on it, I think most people could get behind that and understand the idea. So this is definitely something I would recommend, because I think it's a good mixture of, not only is it just very tasty and it does a good job of sort of representing those flavors, but at the same time, it's something simple that I can go over there and upsell to somebody, you know, because again, it's not that far away from things that a lot of people may have had. So, yeah, I'm a happy guy. But, five things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there, have yourselves a truly Turkish food tastic rest of your life. I need to eat way more Turkish food. Seriously, if I just had a shit ton of money, like if I was just sitting on millions of dollars, I'd just go out to eat for every meal. I'd weigh like 800 pounds, but, I got a shit ton of money. I just deal with it that way. Final two things. Number one, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what's your personal experience with Turkish food? Because like I said, I've had a little bit here or there, but it's definitely a type of cuisine I would really like to expand on, and learn more about, just because, I've had such really incredible experiences, and it's from a part of the world that, you usually don't think of when you think of, like, living in the Midwest, like, oh, good Turkish food, and it's like, but then, I have the benefit of, I live in Illinois, where I'm not too far away from one of the biggest cities on the planet, so that helps. But I'd be really interested to hear if you have any experience with it, and if there's any dishes you'd like to see me try. I can try to see if they're available. But anyway,